orders came to go to the Muslim Brotherhood Center near the stadium. Saddam's son, Uday, was there with one of his bodyguards. After 20 minutes, Qusay arrived. Then Saddam in a red VW Passat. The position was very difficult. Every minute we heard another story, and we didn't sleep for more than 24 hours.
The next morning, American forces launch a ferocious assault on the heart of Baghdad. The noise wakes Tariq at home in his neighborhood a few miles away.
I turn the radio. I want to know what's the news. I get the radio of Free Iraqi Free. Then I heard that the American tank will control about the Rashid Hotel and the palace of Saddam. Then I look, the plane. I say, oh, everything will finish, Saddam will fall down. Then my mother-in-law, please, Tariq, don't say this. Now, not everything will finish. Please, wait, the security can catch you. I say, no, everything will finish. Now, Saddam will fall down. Oh, I'm very happy.
Within hours, American troops are playing cards in the lounge of Saddam's Baghdad palace. The only forces left fighting for Saddam are Arab volunteers and die-hard supporters bent on becoming martyrs. But there is another secret war going on, of cat and mouse, being played out in deadly earnest between Saddam and his American pursuers. Saddam calls for a meeting of his leading commanders at a safe house in a fashionable part of Baghdad. But it is safe no longer. The Americans have been tipped off by someone close to Saddam with a satellite phone that he would be there. A B-1 bomber hovering over Iraq is immediately ordered to bomb the house. The Pentagon describes it as a successful raid.
Well, we characterize that strike as being very, very effective. As you know, our time-sensitive targeting process is built on obtaining intelligence from a number of different sources and then being able to...
The Americans don't know until days later that Saddam got away. We can now reveal what actually happened.
He and his bodyguards came into this house. He saw that one of the officers was missing, so he left the house immediately. The house was hit directly.
By now, Saddam believes he has been betrayed.
We knew that the Pentagon had sent many letters to Republican Guard commanders to cooperate and not to order their soldiers to fight.
So Saddam, suspecting a trap, may have set one of his own.
The story goes that Saddam had given an order to meet with 4 of his closest aides.
Saddam and 3 of his aides turn up as planned.
And then the 4th guy was not there. And Saddam Hussein realized that he may be the one who was, who was a traitor. And Saddam left immediately from a back door and walking, it seems, because he wanted to avoid to be caught in a traffic. The street was so narrow. The house was bombed, of course.
The missing man was the head of Saddam's intelligence apparatus. You might think he would also figure in the Americans' pack of cards. But he too, as with the Chief of Staff of the Special Republican Guard, is not among them, and no one's saying where he is today. As Saddam moves quickly across Baghdad, throughout the day more Fedayeen and Arab volunteers are killed by American forces. And in neighborhoods across the city, Iraqi troops are discarding their weapons and uniforms, looking for safe ways home.
They ask, please, I give you my gun and you give me civilian clothes. Then I said, I did not need the gun. They took off their shoes like this and threw it I saw more than 50 pair of boots. They wear civilian clothes under the uniform. For this, they take off the clothes, the uniform, and then also the both of them, and they take slippers. Then they walk up the street, and they come to ask and to know the way to go out from this town.
Wednesday morning, April 9th. Saddam's statue is pulled down just outside the hotel where the world's press is staying. But the man himself is still at large, and only 4 miles away at Al-Adham Square, where unbeknownst to the Americans, he gets out of his car and greets the crowd.
The people saw Saddam and began to gather around his car. The cameraman filmed the event to confirm that Saddam was still alive.
Stop. This is Mahmoud al-Mahmoud. He is one of Saddam's close bodyguards. Stop. And this is Abd Mahmoud, who is the first secretary of Saddam Hussein, and he is the powerful man, and is the most cruel and ruthless man in the circle. Stop. This is Qusay. Saddam Hussein is the son of the president.
This is the last time Saddam is seen in public. Then he and Qusay go into the nearby mosque.
After Saddam entered the mosque, we felt the danger become very great. So the order came to go to another safe house, near the Royal Cemetery.
This is the Royal Cemetery. In the evening, Saddam decides to broadcast to the nation.
At 7 o'clock in the evening, Saddam and Abd Hamid went to Hikmat Studios and recorded his radio message.
This is Hikmat Studios. It's only a mile from the cemetery. And this is a studio in which Saddam's last speech to the Iraqi nation, while he is still in Baghdad, is broadcast.
وإننا واثقون من النصر بالنهاية وأن الله إنما يعيننا بقدر ما يحضر من إيمان وهمة في ميدان الملاقاة.
It is too dangerous to stay in Baghdad. So that night, Saddam and his closest associates drive out of the town and spend the night in a palm grove north of the city. The next morning, Saddam says goodbye to his closest bodyguards. Then, with Abd Hamid and 2 others, he heads on the road towards his hometown of Tikrit. A few hours later, American forces attacked the mosque where Saddam had been hiding the day before. Once again, they are too late. 9 months later, caught like a rat in a hole, for Saddam the game is up. Regime change prevails, and there appears to be little evidence of weapons of mass destruction. Today, the fighting is not over, as Iraqis struggle to mend their wounds, to find their missing relatives, and to create a decent, democratic, and safe society. But what about Saddam's henchmen, who are not in the deck of cards, who made deals, or who got away? More secrets of the Iraq War surely are yet to come.